Hello and welcome to the When Calls the Heart Aftershow here on JLJ Media. I'm James Lott Jr. As you can tell, I'm not live. Well, I'm live recording this to give to you, but I'm not live. I am recorded. It's past me talking to future you. Yes, it's true. Getting confusing all of a sudden. I'm here because, um, as some of you know, I've had some very strong things happen this year with my family, and I'm a caregiver for several people in my family. So I am having to take care of something at the time I would normally do this show. And so I will do the show live. So I'll be back next week, hopefully live. But in the meantime, I've given my reaction. I can't just not give my reaction. I give my reaction. I watch the show, of course. And hello to my Ohio Hardies. I miss you guys. Well, shout out to you. But yes, I'm here to talk about episode 3 of season 10. Just give you my reactions. So it won't be a long episode because the episodes are better when I'm live talking to you, of course. But I did this last year. I did some reaction videos, and this is it's kind of a quick one. Number one, I want to show you something. Do I have it right here? I do. From last week, we're talking. This weekend was National Vinyl Day, and I found Jack Wagner's "All I Need," the number 2 song when it came out. It was for $1. I love it. We know we can sing. It was his hits. I love it. So I just found a shout to Jack Wagner, who plays Bill Avery. Hilarious, right? So I had found that for $1. I had to get it. Shout to that. Okay, so his episode, nice and lighthearted, comical. I laughed out loud several times. There were these little lines that made me laugh, of course. And then, of course, towards the end, touching, and the Rosemary and Elizabeth get me all misty-eyed in there. But we have some new characters. So the tourists are coming to town, which I lived in a tourist town, San Francisco, and other places where lots of tourism is part of the culture. It can be too much. Bill, he's right. It can be, but it's tourists. They don't know anything. So, but we meet Mrs. St. John and her son Jamie, and they come from Philadelphia. And it looks like from what they were saying throughout the show, they come from money. So I was like, okay, interesting. But I was laughing out loud. It was her reactions and Bill. Bill, okay, cantankerous Bill, hilarious. And the part that made me laugh the loudest, I actually chuckled, when she thought he was not only mayor, but he was working several jobs. And she offered to pay him to show her the hospitals and stuff. And he was like, jobs. And Minnie comes in slyly and says, well, we own the business together, blah, blah. That just made me laugh out loud. When he got to it, was like, I'm going to have some dishes, one of my many jobs. It was like those little things in there. There was also a couple scenes. Oh my God, I was laughing in the beginning when Elizabeth meets with some of the girls to set up. They're like, I think it was Molly was like, "Oh wow, you and your actings, worked on Rosemary," and this was like, they're like, "There's no doubt." I was just like, "Chevy was like, is that a backhanded compliment kind of thing?" It was kind of, oh my God, that made me laugh. And Rosemary's face massage, was making those noises. Oh, hilarious. Hilarious. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. I love it. But back to Mrs. St. John. We don't know at the end, she's on the phone with somebody. It's the only way we can do this. It's like nice people. They can shoot the hot springs. Something's happening. So springs eternal. Be somebody trying to get it. He sums up with that, right? So yeah, that going on. But her son James is interesting because he comes from a good school. We were reducing, he has no friends. So him being with the kids of Hope Valley, that's at least open up a little bit. Seeing Bill with the kids, and they're doing the whole hot springs, and hearing kind of his story about we don't have girls in our school, and we don't study together, and it's all about work, work, work. He's a smart kid. There, and he kind of likes it there, but he kind of was. So it's really interesting to see how they always do great stories with the kids. They always do. So these two, we had to watch these two, and I hope it's not a bad story. I don't want her to be bad. But her and Bill have a whole. But I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't Bill and Homegirl? I don't know what's going on. They haven't got there yet, so I guess okay. Also, funny stuff was the whole Nathan and Faith and all of that, and they're bad. At first, I was kind of like, okay, this whole banter back and forth is a little too much. I was thinking at first, it's a little too much, whatever. But now I'm kind of into it. I do kind of like it. I don't know how you guys feel at home, but I kind of like it. And the part with Scout chasing after a squirrel, and when she first was like, "Oh, let's get Mike Hickman to help me," or Robert, he's like the mailman. It was like he's trying to be. They both like each other, and they're trying to play it off. But now I'm kind of getting into it. At first, I was like, "This is too much. Let's get together." But now I'm kind of getting into it. They had like a little breakthrough when they were on that whole bandit situation, the squirrel thing. So I'm like, okay, this could be cute. Okay, I can get into it. I can totally get into it. But it made me laugh. It made me laugh. So I'm all the funny parts. There's a lot of funny stuff. And even when let's say John and Jay came in and Bill just ranting and Lucas and him just kind of laughing at him a little bit, kind of funny. Rosemary and Lee, that trunk, she's like, throw it out. I don't want to deal with it. Whatever. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm going to pass. So they continued a little bit with Rosemary being still a little nervous. And again, this show has a great message. I decided to talk with one of my best friends this morning, actually, about being there for somebody when they're going through something that's kind of hard for them. It's your job as best friend to figure it out and try to do what you can to soften things for them and help them out with it and walk through it. And this show is telling us that. She did it for, Elizabeth, now Elizabeth's doing it for her. But Rosemary being Rosemary, my favorite character, of course, hilarious. Girl said all the shenanigans, trying to sit without her. It was cute. It was very cute. I was like, this episode was like what we needed. A nice little, next week looks like it's already going to be, all right, get the tissue, I got tissues, get the tissues ready. But this was a cute episode. And again, funny most of the episode, but then it gets touching. Then you got with Rosemary, and they're all talking to her, and some of the mothers in the circle are sharing their own motherhood stories. And Elizabeth says, one of the things about motherhood is supporting other mothers. I love this. Like, that's anybody who's a parent, we know what it's like. We're parents. We know what it's like. You need other parents for support. I'm able to be that for my friends who have newer with kids and stuff. Like, I get to support them and tell them, I was a parent 10,000 years ago, but you know what I mean. So like, it's a great message. And then she and her and Lee talking, just, the best couple talking, and just, he's excited and going a little over the top, which Lee doesn't normally do. But Rosemary is just nervous about the whole motherhood thing. So it was kind of cool that we never see a side of Rosemary like that. So, and them just saying we're going to cheer you on. Always the references of her being on stage will be her greatest role ever. They never really forget she was an actor, and there was a whole thing she was stage, and I'm going to never forget that. I'm going to never forget that. And just lastly, Lucas uses his poker face and his ways. He totally set it up too, so good, to get Jerome to like basically drop charges, not try to change his story a little bit to get Henry off, and it worked. And I love that he told Elizabeth what was going on. And Elizabeth was like, "This time to help a friend, it was okay." So I'm glad they're talking. They talk. It's like the communication's everything. I love that. So yeah, I was smart at Jerome, and now Jerome's leaving, and so that was a good thing. Even though we got to follow Henry's journey. Henry is just not. He's not seen with the kid. He's just not. He's punishing himself. He's just punishing himself. That's what he's doing. Now, all I know is when they were ending the show, at the end of the show, that vanilla lavender cake. The first cake for the baby shower was cute. Gustav was great. I keep getting Gustav and him are cousins. That vanilla lavender cake looks so good. Oh my god! And I'm so good because I'm not eating. I'm trying to lose weight, And I've lost 7 pounds so far. But I'm trying to eat any sweets. And so I was like, that cake looks so good. Oh my God, I want some sweets. I want that cake. I want that cake. I want it. Did it look good? It looked good. So that was her grandmother's recipe and make it for the wedding. And Henry's free. And they're sitting there on that porch looking at the sky. It was just a really nice, fun, funny, like I said, I laughed out loud several times episode. Minnie passing out the traditional candles, which we see them coming handy next week's episode. The baby is coming. The baby is coming. And I just, again, great feeling afterwards. So happy it was on. All the characters just did such a fun job. They were having a good time. Look like they were having fun. That just came across on the screen. Just to feel good. It's a feel good to begin my week. Feeling hopeful anyway, so it helped me begin my week. And that's my just quick little reactions to When It Comes to Our Season 10, Episode 3. I'm James Lott Jr., of course. You can follow me all James Lott Jr. Sorry, James Lott Jr. Our show is audio and video, so thank you for all the audio listeners. I hear you. We're on every streaming service platform you can think of, from iHeartRadio, Spotify, to Google. You're very important to me. Shout out to the When It Comes to Heart website on Facebook. What's the website page on Facebook? Let's me post on there, Marg and everybody. Thank you so much for letting me do that over there. I appreciate it to all the Hearties across the country, across the world, over in Canada, everywhere. Thank you. And I'll be back next week. And hopefully next week I'll be back live. So I can go back to I like our live stuff. But again, When It Comes to Heart's the bomb, and I will talk to you guys next time.